We are continuing fourth chapter, quadratic equation. Today we are going to see solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. Let us understand the term solution. It is the value of x which satisfies the given equation. For example, 2x square minus 5x plus 3, right? Say this is a quadratic equation, no doubt it is a quadratic equation. How to find out the solution, or what is the meaning of the word solution? Suppose I take x equal to 1 at random. I take a value x is equal to 1. When I substitute the value of x, that is x is equal to 1 in this equation, and if I get it is equal to 0, right, then x equal to 1 is called a solution of this particular quadratic equation. So solution or root or 0 means it is the value of x which makes this equation equal to what? Equal to 0. So let us substitute whether this x equal to 1 is a solution or not. So I take only the left hand side, 2x square minus 5x plus 3. We put x equal to 1 here. So 2 into 1 square minus 5 into 1 plus 3. So it is 2 into 1 minus 5 plus 3. 2 minus 5 plus 3 becomes 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0. Right? Therefore, x equal to 1 satisfies the given equation. Therefore, x equal to 1 is called a solution. Or we use the word root, or we use the word 0. All the three represents the same meaning. So the value of x which makes this equal to what? Equal to 0 is called what? Called a solution. The value of x which satisfies the given equation is called solution of a quadratic equation. There are many methods to find solution. The different methods we are going to learn is factorization method, completing square, right, and the third formula method. Three methods we are going to learn. First, let us see the factorization method. So in this exercise we are going to focus how to find out solution. Solution means root or 0. So how to find out this by factorization method we are going to see in this unit. Exercise 4.2, first question is find the roots by factorization. The method is specified here. So we have to use only factorization to get the roots. What do you mean by roots? Roots means solution or 0, or it is the value of x which satisfies the equation. Factorization method we had studied a lot in the previous classes also. So by splitting the middle term, because we know the degree is 2 and there are 3 terms, therefore we are going for splitting the middle term. It is x square, so we are going to split the middle term as minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. Add minus 5 plus 2, we are getting minus 3. If you multiply, we are getting 1 into minus 10, which is equal to minus 10. This we had done in detail in the earlier classes. Therefore, directly we have entered the terms over here. So after splitting the terms, we have to group the first two and the last two. Taking the common term, we get x into x minus 5. Here the common term is 2 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. The common factor is x minus 5 into x plus 2 equal to 0. Equating each factor to 0, x minus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. We get x equal to 5 or x is equal to minus 2. Therefore, the roots are 5 and minus 2. We have done factorization in the previous class. Only thing, each factor should be equated to 0 and we should get the value of x. So only this section is additional than the factorization. We go to the second sum, which is 2x square plus x minus 6. Again here there are 3 terms and degree is 2. By splitting the middle term, let us try to get the factors. It is 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. 4 minus 3 is 1x. 4 into minus 3 is minus 12. So it is satisfied. Again grouping first two and the last two. 2x is the common term here. Remaining terms are x plus 2. Here the group begins with minus sign. Therefore I take minus sign out. The common number is 3. So when we take minus sign out, remember inside the bracket we should take its opposite sign. Therefore here x, opposite sign is plus. 3 is taken out from 6, left over is 2 equal to 0. So it is x plus 2 into 2x minus 3 equal to 0. So x plus 2 equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Therefore x equal to minus 2 or 2x equal to 3, x is equal to 3 upon 2. Therefore the roots of the equation are minus 2 and 3 upon 2. Third sum of the first question is root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. So again there are three terms. Degree is 2. We are going for splitting the middle term. Root 2x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. 5 plus 2 is 7. Multiply. 5 2s are 10. Multiply this, you will get 10. So sum is 7 and product is product of these two, which is equal to 10. Okay. So here x is common. I take x common. Remaining is root 2x plus 5. Here if you see nothing is common. But this 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. We know root 2 into root 2 is 2. In order to take the common term out and the brackets identical, remember this 2 is taken as root 2 into root 2 plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. It is x into root 2x plus 5 plus root 2 is common here. We'll get root 2x plus 5 equal to 0. So the common factor is root 2x plus 5. The remaining is x plus root 2 equal to 0. Equating each factor to 0, we get root 2x equal to minus 5. X is minus 5 upon root 2. Similarly, x plus root 2 equal to 0. X is equal to minus root 2. Therefore, the roots are minus 5 upon root 2 and minus root 2. Hope you understood. This 2 is splitted as root 2 into root 2 in order to make the brackets identical. Okay. Fourth sum is 2x square minus x plus 1 upon 8 equal to 0. In order to remove this 8, we can find LCM or we can multiply each and every term by 8. So multiplying by 8, I get here 16x square and here 8x plus 1 equal to what? Equal to 0. We can take in both the ways, either by finding LCM or choosing a multiplier 8 with each and every term on both the sides. Okay, again here we are getting 3 terms with a degree 2. We are going to split the middle term. It is 16x square minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0. Add minus 4 and minus 4, we get minus 8. Multiply minus 4 into minus 4, we'll get it is equal to 16. Going for the common factor, we get here 4x, the remaining is 4x minus 1. The group begins with minus sign, therefore I take minus sign out. Inside we have to write its opposite sign. The common factor is 4x minus 1, remaining also 4x minus 1, which is equal to 0. Equating each factor to 0, we get 4x minus 1 equal to 0 or 4x minus 1 equal to 0. 4x equal to 1, x equal to 1 upon 4. Similarly here, 4x equal to 1, x is equal to 1 upon 4. Therefore, the roots are 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 4. Here the roots are repeated. Can be repeated also, can be distinct like the previous sums. But maximum, if you calculate a quadratic equation, the maximum root will be 2. At most, there exists only 2 zeros for a quadratic equation. First question, fifth sum. Find the roots by factorization. It's 100x square minus 20x plus 1 equal to 0. We go for splitting the middle term. The numbers are minus 10, minus 10. If you add minus 10 and minus 10, we get minus 20. Multiply, we get the product 100 plus 1 equal to 0. Going for the common term for the first two, we get 10x. The remaining is 10x minus 1. The group begins with minus sign, therefore we take minus sign. Nothing is common, therefore I go for minus 1. It is 10x minus 1 equal to 0. So it is 10x minus 1 into 10x minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore we get 10x minus 1 equal to 0 or 10x minus 1 equal to 0. 10x equal to 1, x is equal to 1 upon 10. Here also we get 10x equal to 1, x is 1 upon 10. Therefore the roots are, here too the roots are repeated like the previous sum. The roots are 1 upon 10 and 1 upon 10. The roots can be distinct or the roots can be repeated also. Question number 2, you can try for homework. Already the problems are given in the textbook. Only thing you have to factorize. This is the only section left over for this question. So question number 2, the problems are given in the textbook. Detail is given. Only there are 2 sums I suppose. Kindly complete question number 2 for homework. Exercise 4.2, third question. The problem is find 2 numbers. We have to find out 2 numbers. If we add these 2 numbers, the result should be 27. And if we multiply the same 2 numbers, we should get 182. So what are those numbers we are asked to identify? Using the condition, the sum is 27 and the product is 182. Okay. How many numbers are there? There are 2 numbers. So first number, right, plus the second number, sum of. So we have added first number plus second number is 27. I take the first number as x. So x plus second number is how much? 27. Therefore, what is second number? Take x to the other side. Second number is 27 minus x. So if I take one number as x, what will be the other number? The other number is 27 minus x. So we are going to assume let the first number be, or let one number be, let one number be x. Sum of the numbers is equal to 27. Therefore, the other number is 27 minus x. Hope you understood. Sum of 2 numbers. So, first number plus the second number we are given, it is equal to 27. One number we have assumed as x. Therefore, the second number is 27 minus what? Minus x. Okay. So, we used this 27. Sum is 27. Now, what is left over to use? It is 182. What is this 182? It is the product. Product of what? Product of these 2 numbers. Which are the 2 numbers? The 2 numbers are x and 27 minus x. So, product we have multiplied. What is the answer given? It is 182. Therefore, according to the data, x into 27 minus x is equal to what? Equal to 182. So, I write according to the data, product equal to what? Equal to 182, product of the 2 numbers. The 2 numbers are x and 27 minus x. Therefore, the product is equal to what? Equal to 182. So, simplifying, we will get 27 minus x square is equal to what? 182. I shift all the terms to the other side to get x square positive. So we get here x square minus 27 plus 182 equal to what? Equal to 0. This also can be written as x square minus 27x plus 182 is equal to what? Equal to 0. So the 0 we can take it this side also, right? So again there are three terms, degree 2, we go for splitting the middle term. Which are the two numbers which satisfies the product? Sum is minus 27 and the product is 182. The numbers are 14 and 13. X square minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 equal to 0. Taking the common factor here, x is the common factor. It is x minus 14 and here minus 13 is the common term. X minus 14 equal to 0. So the factors are x minus 14 into x minus 13 equal to 0. Equating each factor to 0, x minus 14 equal to 0 or x minus 13 equal to 0, we get x equal to 14 or x is equal to 13. So we got both the numbers as positive numbers, 14 and 13. Suppose if the first number is 14, if the first number is 14, then the second number is 27 minus 14, which is equal to 13. If the first number is 13, because there are two options for x. X means what? It is the first number. Therefore, if the first number is 14, the second number we have taken as 27 minus x. Substituting, we get it is equal to 13. Next, we are taking the option 13. So, if the first number is 13, then the second number is 27 minus 13, which is equal to 14. Therefore, the numbers can be 14 and 13 or 13 and 14. So, in both the cases, we are getting the same pair. Therefore, I write the numbers are 14 and 13 or 13 and 14. I have written both the options. In both the ways, the numbers are same, only 14 and 13. So, let us recall what we have written here. Find two numbers whose sum is 27. The question is find out, identify two numbers. If we add the two numbers, we should get 27, and we multiply the same two numbers, we should get 182. So one number we have taken as x. It is given that sum of these two numbers equal to 27. Therefore, the second number becomes 27 minus x. So we have assumed let one number be x and sum of the numbers equal to 27 given. Therefore, the other number becomes what? Becomes 27 minus x. According to the data, product equal to 182. So we framed the equation, we solved it, we get two values for x, which is 14 and 13. So first I have taken x equal to 14. I substituted here, I got the other number as 13. If I take x equal to 13 here, the other number becomes 14. Therefore, the numbers are either 14 and 13 or 13 and 14. Fourth problem is find two consecutive positive integers. We know the meaning of consecutive positive integers. Next numbers with a difference of 1, like 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 8 and 9, 9 and 10, 15 and 16. Next numbers. So if I take one number as x, it can be x plus 1 or it can be x minus 1. So find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So those two numbers, when they are added and squared, what we get it is equal to 365. So the given two numbers should be squared. We should take the square of the given two numbers. We should add it. In that case, the result becomes what? Becomes 365. With this condition, we have to find out two numbers. Okay, we know what are consecutive positive integers. We have studied in the previous unit also. So let us fix. Let the two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1, or we can take x and x minus 1. It can be 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. It can be the preceding number or it can be the succeeding number. Plus is more comfortable, therefore I have taken x and x plus 1. The statement is very clear, sum of whose squares. So we should take square of these two numbers and we should add it. In that case, what is the result becomes? It is 365. Therefore, I take square of x and square of x plus 1. Sum is taken, the word sum is given. The result becomes 365. So opening the bracket, we get x square. Here a plus b the whole square we are going to use. A square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to 365. X square plus x square is 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365 equal to 0. Which is 2x square plus 2x minus 364 equal to 0. This can be reduced dividing each and every term by 2. So dividing by 2, we get x square plus x minus 182 equal to what? Equal to 0. So we have to identify two numbers whose addition is plus 1 and the product is 182. The numbers are x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 equal to 0. If we add these two numbers, we get plus 1x. Multiply these two, we get 1 into 182. The result becomes minus 182. So pairing the first two and the last. X is the common term here. X plus 14. The group begins with minus sign. Therefore minus. The common term is 13. The remaining is x plus 14 equal to 0. The factors are x plus 14 into x minus 13 equal to 0. Therefore, we get x plus 14 equal to 0 or x minus 13 equal to 0. So, x equal to minus 14 or x is equal to 13. But what type of numbers we want? We want positive numbers only. So, I write here, but x is positive. Therefore, the required number is x equal to 13 only. One number is possible because we got one as negative. In case if both are positive, one by one, like the previous problem, we should consider. But here, very clearly given, the number is positive. Therefore, dropping the negative, we consider only the positive. So, we got the value of x, but the numbers are x and x plus 1. Therefore, x equal to 13 and x plus 1 is 13 plus 1, which is equal to 14. Therefore, the required numbers are The required numbers are 13 and 14. Fifth problem of exercise 4.2. The problem is the altitude of a right triangle. So it is a right angle triangle. The altitude is not 7 centimeter, 7 centimeter less than its base. So when you compare this altitude with the base, the altitude's length is 7 centimeter less than the length of the base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find the other two sides. What do you mean by other two sides? Base and altitude we are supposed to find, whereas hypotenuse length is given as 13 centimeter. Let us understand by drawing a small right angle triangle ABC. I take BC as the base and this as the altitude. I have taken B as 90 degree, therefore this is my hypotenuse. This hypotenuse is given as 13 centimeter. When the sides are forming right angle, out of the two, any one can be taken as base, the other one as altitude. Even this we can take it as base, this can be taken as altitude. But here I have marked BC as the base. I take base as x, right? So base length I have taken as x. What is the relation given between the length of base and length of the altitude? The altitude of a right triangle, which is the altitude AB, right? The altitude is 7 less than, or we can take the word also, altitude is less than the base by how much? By 7, right? So what is base? Base is x and altitude is less than 7. Therefore, what will be the altitude? Altitude is x minus 7. 7 less than x, less than x. Therefore, x minus 7 becomes what? Becomes the altitude. Altitude is less than base by 7. If base is 20, 20 minus 7, this is the 13. If this is a 10, 10 minus 7, 3 becomes the altitude. So the relation is given very clearly, 7 centimeter less than what? Less than the base. So let x be the length of the base. Altitude is 7 less than, 7 centimeter less than, 7 centimeter less than the base. Therefore, length of the altitude is x minus 7. It is a right angle triangle and we know all the three sides in terms of one variable only. Therefore, we can apply Pythagoras result. So, by Pythagoras theorem, we know length of the square of the hypotenuse. Which is the hypotenuse here? AC. What is the length of AC? 13 square. Equal to sum of the squares of these two. X minus 7 the whole square plus x square. Square of the hypotenuse equals sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. This becomes 169. Using a minus b the whole square, we will get here x square minus 14x plus 49 plus x square. X square plus x square is 2x square, followed by x term minus 14x plus 49 minus 169 equal to what? Equal to 0. Therefore, we get here 2x square minus 14x. Subtracting, we will get minus 120 equal to 0. Dividing each and every term by 2, we get x square minus 7x minus 16 equal to what? Equal to 0. So now we have to find out two numbers whose addition is minus 7 and whose product is 60. The numbers are minus 12 and plus 5. So it is x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 equal to what? Equal to 0. X is the common term, x minus 12, and here 5 is the common term, x minus 12 equal to 0. X plus 5 equal to 0 or x minus 12 equal to 0. X is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to 12. What is x? X is length of the base, right? It is the distance between B and C. We know distance between any two points is a non-negative real number. Therefore, x cannot be negative. We consider x is equal to what? X is equal to 12. Therefore, base, length of the base is x, which is equal to 12 centimeter, and length of the altitude is x minus 7, which is equal to 12 minus 7, which is equal to 5 centimeter. Hope you understood why we are dropping here the negative number. X is BC. BC is the distance between B and C. Distance between any two points is a non-negative real number. Therefore, dropping this x equal to minus 5, we have considered 12. We are asked to find out the altitude and the base. Base is x, which is equal to 12. And the altitude is x minus 7. Therefore, 12 minus 7, which is equal to 5 centimeter. Sixth problem of exercise 4.2. The problem is a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was more than twice the number of articles. 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was 90 rupees, find the number of articles and cost of each article. Okay. Find the number of articles and cost. We are asked to find out how many articles are produced and what is the cost of one such article. So I fix here x as the number of articles. So let x be, so how many articles are produced on the day? X articles, can be 20, can be 25. So the number of articles produced on that particular day we have taken as x. Let x be the number of articles produced. So x is the number of articles produced. Now we have to express the cost also in terms of what? In terms of x. So the relation is given here. The cost of production of each article. What is the cost of one article? It is 3 more than twice the number of articles. What do you mean by twice the number of articles? Number of articles is x. Twice the number of articles, 2x. And still it is 3 more than twice the number of articles. More than, it is 3. Therefore, cost of production of each article or one article is equal to 2x plus 3. So how many articles are produced? X articles. What is the production of each article? It is 2x plus 3. It is given very clearly. It is 3 more than twice the number of articles. Number of articles we have taken as x. So twice the number of articles, 2x. 3 more than, therefore it is plus 3. Right? Suppose if 4 articles are produced. Understand this example. 4 articles are produced. And say the price of each article is, say, 7. So what is the total expense? It is 4 into 7, which is equal to 28. So here the number of articles produced is x. What is the cost of production of each article? 2x plus 3. What is the expense comes on that particular day? It is equal to 90 rupees. Therefore, we are going to multiply x with 2x plus 3. So according to the data, x into 2x plus 3, that is number of articles, into the cost of production per article gives how much? It is equal to 90. So multiplying, we will get 2x square plus 3x minus 90 equal to what? Equal to 0. So what are the factors here? It is 2x square plus 15x minus 12x minus 90 equal to what? Equal to 0. 15 minus 12 is equal to 3, and if you multiply 15 into minus 12, we are getting minus 180. So it is 2x square plus 15x minus 12x minus 90 equal to 0. What is the common term here? X is the common term. Therefore, we get here 2x plus 15. Here the common term is 6 minus 6. Therefore, minus 6 into 2x plus 15 equal to what? Equal to 0. So, what are the factors we are getting here? 2x plus 15 into x minus 6 equal to what? Equal to 0. So, equating each factor to 0, we get 2x plus 15 equal to 0. 2x equal to minus 15, x is equal to minus 15 upon 2, or x minus 6 equal to 0, we get x equal to 6. X is the number of articles produced. So the number cannot be what? Cannot be negative. If somebody asks you how many articles are produced, maybe it can be no article called x equal to 0, or it can be 10, it can be 12, 15, but we never say it is minus 15 or minus 10 number of articles produced. Therefore, this is not admissible, it is not acceptable. Therefore, we take x equal to what? X equal to 6. the question is find the number of articles and the cost of each article. So number of articles is equal to x, which is equal to 6. Then cost of each article, cost of one article is how much we have fixed, 2x plus 3. So substitute the value of 6 in the place of x. 2 into 6 plus 3, it is 12 plus 3, which is equal to 15. Therefore, cost of each article is 15. Cost of production of each article is 15 rupees, and number of articles produced equal to what? Equal to 6.